see kung sino yung share. Kalive na ba ako? Nice.
Sorry.
Kalive na nga. May delay lang ng 7 seconds. Ay, may nanonood na.
Ito nakita rin.
Sino yung nanonood? Ay, nice. Nice, nice. Kumusta kayo dyan? Ayan. Start tayo ng 7:05. Hello Laho. Diyan Adrian lang. Basta kayo. May nandito. Ay, saglit lang. Yan. Ba ako kita? Kita ba ako dyan? Hello, Ate Joy. Start po ako in 2 minutes. Okay, nice. Sure kung kita nyo na kasi 1 minute po. Ay, sige po, let's start. Check ko na kung sino yung mga nandito. Okay. Kamusta, Ate Joy? Saka si Mr. Adrian Laho. Yan. Hi, Lester. Basta. See, I tried my best na 1 hour lang ito. Okay. Let me know sa comment kung naririnig nyo ako. Naririnig nyo yung audio. Just let me know po. Salamat. Check ko kung narinig ako. Okay na may audio ko dyan. Okay, okay na. Okay, I'll start. Again, thank you for watching this. Kung panoorin niyo siya later, it's okay din. This will be recorded dito sa group natin. Again, welcome dun sa page, group na ginawa ko. This is for us na siyempre makapagbigay din ako sa inyo ng information how to start investing, or kahit not limited to investing, but it's more on preparing you financially for example, your goals, your financial goals, your purpose, kung ano yung gusto nyong marating, so on and so forth. Yan, sige. So, my personal plan is to conduct every Saturday siguro 30 to 1 hour session, just to give you an idea ano yung mga options na pwede niyong gawin, especially na in times like this, mahirap ngayon, mahirap dumiskarte. So I hope this will be helpful sa inyo. This will be something of value so that I can help you to be financially ready. This is part of me then na sharing what I know. Yan, to be financially literate. Okay. So one aspects of being financially ready, especially in times like this, the topic is about investing. Ayan, sige. Did you know that sa current population of the Philippines, it's already 100 million. So, we're already 100 million people, Filipinos. And kung tatanungin kung ilan lang yung nag-i-invest, ilan lang yung financially literate to save or invest for the future, I'll give you the number. The number is 1%. So, 1% lang. Kung titignan natin, statistically, 1% lang yung nag-i-invest. So, my personal goal is really advocacy to increase that number, na marami tayong nag-i-invest. Sa tingin natin, marami nag-i-invest kasi siguro most of our friends may investment, may business, may stock market, pero in totality, it's only 1%. 1% lang ng population. Philippine population is more on savings. They are not into investing. Ayan. So, comment na kayo later if you have questions. I can read your comments naman din. So, yan. Thank you for your time. So, hindi ko na patagalin to. Let me start with this topic, stock market. Yan. So, for the next picture that I will share is a quote like this one. So, I personally believe that everyone deserves to be prepared for their future. So, there's no exemption. Everyone, even your friends, your family members, even yourself, you deserve to be financially ready. In this time of crisis, maraming na-caught off guard di sila prepared, especially in times of emergency. Savings pa lang, hindi na sila prepare. So, hopefully this time will be a lesson for sana most of the Filipino families and professionals, working businessmen na makapag-prepare sila for their future. Yan, sige. Let me share with you a question here. Among the three, who will be the most financially prepared? Sa tingin nyo, sino dito yung sa tatlo yung financially prepared for the future, especially in times of crisis? Ayan. So, si spender ba, si saver, or investor? So, actually, medyo madali yung question. This is an obvious answer. But, hopefully, we are doing this. Kasi it's easy to remember the concept. Pero mahirap talaga siyang i-apply. Because, most of the people, yan, marami sa atin yung spender. Yan. Especially when it comes to sales, or may sale, may promo. And sabi ko nga, most of the Filipinos are savers, and konti lang yung nag-i-invest. Yan. So that's why only 1% of the Filipinos are rich. Because only 1% are investing or risking for the greater return. Yan. Pero kasi I want to share with you these three concepts lang. Number one, it's okay to spend. Don't feel guilty na ay, bumili na naman ako ng ganito, bumili na naman ako ng ganyan. It's really there's nothing wrong with spending. What you need to understand is we need to spend less than what you are earning. So it's really bad when you're spending more than what you're earning or what you're getting. So kung mas taas sa sweldo mo yung ginagastos mo, that is really bad financial habit. So it's really wrong to spend more than what you really need. If you will spend, especially in times like this, remember that prioritize your needs over your wants. Siguro yun din yung masishare ko. Number 2, we need to save up and have a proper plan. Marami kasing nag-save pero wala silang plano. Save lang sila ng save. They do not know what's the purpose of or what are they saving up to. Yan. So, masama rin mag-save if wala kang goal. So, if you're saving for something, make sure that you have a purpose for it. For example, ito para sa ganito, I need to buy this one. Especially yung mga mamahaling gamit sa bahay or something na paggagastos naman na malaki. So, really save for it. But first, you need to have a goal. Yan. Next is, it's okay to invest as long as what? you understand what you are doing. Marami kasi nag-invest that they do not understand the ins and outs of what are they investing into. So, maraming na-scam. So, beware of that. Lalo na ngayon, maraming nagme-message na ito, for example, maraming nag-message sa akin about this certain company na double na yung money mo in just few weeks. So, red flag na yun. Yes, investment siya, pero hindi siya legit. That's a false, tara na Ponzi scheme siya. Yan, so, one of my advices then is, when you invest, you want to start your investment, you need to understand it first before you go into it. So, yan. So, it's okay to spend as long as within your budget. It's okay to save as long as you have a purpose for it. And it's the best way to invest kapag naintindihan mo yung pinapasok mo. Yan. So, hopefully you understand that principles. I'll give you 2 reasons why I should start investing today. Okay. Number 1, we already know, or we are all aware, that prices go up each year. Okay? Yung binibili natin regularly, napansin niya ba na tumataas yung value niya? For example, the groceries lang naman. Napansin ko to nung high school ako. Kasi na elementary, parang wala lang. Hindi kasi ako aware sa budget. Pero nung high school ako na yung bumibili ng gamit or mga palengke o pinapalengke sa bahay. So, napansin ko na tumataas talaga yung bilihin. Ayan. So, in this example, your 200 peso worth of grocery can be 500 pesos after 7 years. So, ang laki ng jump. And in average, tumataas yung prices, and according to study, 4% every year. So, for example, your 100 pesos na binibili ngayon, it could go up unto 104 pesos. Yan, so, I should be investing because I need to catch up. Yan, so I need to catch up on the prices that goes up every single year. Yeah. And then number 2, why should I start investing today is because I need to prepare for my long-term goals. You cannot prepare enough sa mga goals na gusto nyo sa buhay nyo. So, for example, kailangan ko bumili ng kotse or bahay. I cannot do it ng mabilisan. Yes. So, kung tatanungin ko kayo today, what are your goals? Ano yung gusto nyo pag-ipunan? Siguro 5 to 10 years from now. Pwedeng sarili nyo bahay. Education ng kids nyo. Pwedeng sarili nyo kotse. Or preparing for your future family, business, or even as early as now, you can prepare for your retirement. Retirement, hindi siya naiisip before, but sa mga millennials, ito yung usong long-term, isa sa mga usong long-term goals, yung retirement. Kasi most of them na kilala ko din, gusto nila mag-retire early. So if you want to retire early, we need to prepare ahead of time. Kasi ayaw nila na magtrabaho after 60 years old. Kahit ako din. So, why should I start investing? It's because I have long-term goals. Yan. So, it's good to have this on your mind already. Yun talagang future ready. Yan. Some tips that I can give you before I discuss the stock market. When it comes to investing, for it to become efficient, first we need to learn to save our money. kung yung ginagastos ko lahat, yung sinasweldo ko or yung allowance ko, it's not a good financial habit. So, siguro first step that we can take before we invest is to learn how to save, to set aside a certain amount of money for you to have a good financial standing. What do I do is, I save 10% of my income every month. Pwede yun. Pwede ka mag-start dun. Kung hindi siya kaya, pwedeng gawin mo na 5 or lower than 5. That's okay as long as you are saving. Kasi wala kang hugutin pagdating ng araw. So, siguro number 2 is invest wisely. Wag tayong basta-basta mag-invest. You need to study it first before doing yung bibigay mo yung pera mo. Yan. So, invest wisely. Pag-aralan nyo siya muna para hindi kayo ma-scam. And how to effectively invest, do it regularly. Gawin nyo siya, pwede nyo gawin every quarter, every year. Sa akin ginagawa ko is every month. So, pwede yun. As long as you do it regularly, you're increasing your funds as well. Kasi yung iba gusto nila, maglalagay na sila and then maghahantay na lang sila ng interest. Which is a good thing naman. But for me, para ma-develop yung habit ng investing, I do it regularly. So, pang ginawa ko sa budget ko, monthly ko siyang nilalagyan. So, it's up to you as long as you do this regularly. Okay? Yeah. So, when it comes to stock market, it's just one way of growing your money. There are a lot of avenues. There are a lot of ways to grow your money, and stock market is just one of them. And I try my very best to share what I experience for the next siguro next Saturdays, another type of fund naman, so that you can be aware. Stock market is just one way. Kasi yung iba parang sa stock market ka lang makakapag-invest. It's not true. Maraming ibang way. It's just that stock market kasi yung pinakasikat. Yeah. But one quote na bibigay ko rin sa inyo is, don't put your eggs in one basket. Diba? So, kung kaya nyo ilagay sa ibang investment driven funds, pwede yun. So, hindi lang sa stocks. May mutual funds pa tayo, may bonds pa tayo, meron pa tayong UITF and foreign exchange. So, maraming ways to invest. Stock market is just one way, and I hope this will be beneficial to you para mapag-aralan nyo rin paano siya gumagana, paano tayo makakapag-invest sa stock market. Yeah, so I'll focus now in stock market. Ayan. So for those who are interested in stock investing in stock market, may disclaimer ako sa inyo. Okay. Number 1 is high risk siya. Pag sabi kong high risk, it has a high possibility na hindi siya mag-perform or hindi masunod yung gusto nyo. Example, gusto nyong makagain ng 10%. Dahil stock market ay high risk, it could be na lower than 10% or nothing at all or negative. Ayan. When it comes to investing, pag mataas yung risk na binibigay mo or in-expose mo yung money mo, the greater the return that you can expect. Ayan. So, sa ibang investment instruments, mababa yung risk, pero mababa yung return. But ang characteristic ni stock market, mataas yung risk niya, but it can offer you high returns when you expose your money on this type of fund. Okay. For stock market investors, you need to be willing to invest in long term. When I say long term, it's not 2 to 3 years. So you can give yourself siguro 3, 4, 5 until 10. So pwede yun. Kung kayang nyong hindi galawin yung fund nyo, the better. Yan. So long term talaga siya. Kung hindi nyo gagamitin yung money nyo for the next 5 years, that money should be in investment. Okay. So assess yourself, anong fund or alin sa mga funds ko ngayon yung hindi ko gagamitin for the next 5 years. That fund or that money should go to investment. Why? Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, tumataas yung bilihin. So pag hindi nakahabol yung fund nyo sa inflation rate, lugi tayo or talo tayo. Especially in banks, they cannot offer us more than 1%. Kung napapansin nyo yung interest sa banko nyo, sa bank account nyo, sa deposits account nyo, the interest rate is less than 1% every year. Yan. So kung ilalagay mo yan for long term, sabihin natin 5 years, dugi ka kasi nakain niya siya ng inflation rate. Yan. Sige. And number 3, invest at your own risk. You cannot blame anyone else kapag hindi nag-perform yung account mo sa stock market. Kasi ikaw yung nagdedesisyon. Okay? You cannot blame me. Hindi naman. You cannot blame the company kasi you took the risk to invest on that certain company. Alam nyo ba yung Jollibee is underperforming siya ngayon? Hindi niya na-meet yung target niya nung quarter 2. So, sa mga nalugi, is this company's fault? Actually, hindi. Hindi fault ng company, hindi fault nung market. So, yun. In general, stock market can offer you an average of 7 to 10%. This is calculated from 1990 until today. So if you will average the performance of the stock market from 1990 until today, it averages 7 to 10% every year to. So, ibig sabihin, it can beat inflation na 4%. So, kaya siya sikat na sikat or mabenta siya or kilala siya sa mga millennials because of this average. So, kahit malugi ka ng isang taon, tapos hindi ka nalugi sa 9 years mo, 9 out of 10. If you average it, you can gain at least from this range. Okay. Kinabasa ko yung kay Tita She. Negative 47. Tama. Kasi si JFC ngayon hindi siya performing. So medyo masakit. Lalo na kapag hindi ka nakapag-diversify, wala ka ibang company na hawak. So yan, medyo masakit yan. Now, just to give you another boost of why you need to invest is it is a numbers game. We have what we call the power of compounding interest. So, in this graph, I want you to notice what's the difference from a saver to an investor. So, for example, you have savings, you are saving without interest. After the span of some time, or after some time, ano yung mangyayari? Maliit lang yung masisave mo kasi hindi siya tumutubo. Siguro magkakaroon ka ng laban kapag yung savings mo is may interest rate, which is wala pa naman ako nakikitang bangko na mataas magbigay ng interest kahit time deposit. Hindi sila kaya mag-offer ng medyo malaki. So talo-talo talaga yung savings when it comes to investing because of compounding interest. Ayan. So when it comes to investing, hindi siya simple interest. follows the rule of compounding. So, I hope that's something that you need to think about. Okay. Should I save for the next 10 years or invest? Yan. So, you have two options when it comes to investing. Number one, pwede mong gawin is you invest something big and then you wait. You wait for it to grow. Pwede mong gawin is invest ka ng 100,000 today, tapos hintayin mo na lang siyang tumubo. Pwede yun. A lot of my clients, ang ginagawa nila is small but frequent. So, ibig sabihin nito, small amounts but on a regular basis. Ayan. So, pwedeng monthly, pwedeng every year naglalagay sila. So, the option is up to you kung anong gusto mong gawin. For example, you have a goal of 1 million pesos. So, pwede mong gawin is you compute for it, ano yung kailangan ko today so that I can reach 1 million pesos. What you can do is invest something big today kung meron ka. Pero kung wala, pwede mong gawin is small but frequent. Ayan. So, I hope this is something clear to you. Okay. Let me share with you what is a stock market. Stock market is a piece of company. So, this a picture ko na nandito is like a slice of pizza. So, when you get one slice of pizza, you already own one share of the company. So, imagine the company divided into slices of pizzas. And then, you are just getting slices of it. Yan. So, pag bibili ka ng company, tinatawag yung shares. So, pwede mo siyang bilhin on a certain price. So, ibig sabihin nito, when you have a shares of a certain company, you're a part owner of it. Ayan. So, stocks and shares are just the same word. Okay? So, I hope that is clear with you. What are the reasons why do companies offer shares? Bakit sila nag-offer ng share? Or bakit sila naghahanap ng mga investors? The purpose is simple. To accumulate capital for their expansion. For example, recently there's a news of Converge. If you who here are using Converge, okay. Converge is planning to go into stock market. Okay, so ang gagawin nila is they are trying to raise some funds. The amount is like 60 billion pesos if I'm not mistaken. So 60 billion pesos, kailangan nila ng 60 billion pesos for their expansions and projects. So one option for them is to loan from a bank. Yan yung unang option nila. But siguro nakita nila na hindi sustainable yung loan sa bank because what I understand is sa bank loans, medyo mabigat siya. Medyo mabigat yung interest rates. So what they can do is to offer some investors their shares or stocks. So para makapag-raise sila ng kanilang certain capital. So, pupunta sila sa stock market. So, the stock market is the place where the investor and the company meet together. So, dun ka makakabili ng shares sa stock market. At yung companies na pupunta sa stock market, they can offer their shares to the investor. Okay. Any questions so far? Ayan. Sige. How can I earn from stocks? Ayan na. So, there are two ways to earn from stock market. Number one, Number one is when the company give dividends kanino? Doon sa mga investors. So, for example, you have 1,000 shares of Jollibee and then they decided to give each investor 1 pesos or 1 peso for every share. So, example ko lang naman yun. Okay, but sabihin natin ganun siya, ganun yung example. You can gain, from my example, 1,000 pesos kapag 1 piso per share. Yung gagawin na dividends. Kailang binibigay yung dividends? It's every year. Every year, nagbibigay ng dividends yung company. I'll give you an example. SM Investments gave their dividends last sabihin na May. Yan. Nung quarter 2. Yan. So, nagbigay sila ng shares, ng dividends sa lahat ng shareholders. So, kung hindi ka shareholder ng SM Investments, wala kang dividends. So, ang binigay nila is 23 pesos per share. Kung tama yung estimate ko. O yung tama yung round off ko. Pero ganun siya. Sabihin natin 20 pesos. So, kung meron kang shares doon, kung ilan yung share mo, ito times sa 20. So, yun yung makukuha mong dividends. So, sa'yo yun. And, dividends, hindi siya mandatory sa company. So, depende sa kanila yun kung gusto nila magbigay or hindi. Kaya sila nagbibigay. The reason is, ayaw nilang mataksan. Pwede yun. Or, gusto nilang bigyan ng benefits lahat ng investors nila. Yeah. So, pag may sobra sila, so bibigyan nila yun sa mga investors. So, that's number 1. So, you can gain or earn from stock market when the company give their dividends annually. Number 2 is stock appreciation. Ibig sabihin nito, pag binili mo siya, tapos nag-appreciate, tumaas yung value, tapos binenta mo, that's one way we can earn from stock market. So, for example, sa GFC or Jollibee, they started 8 pesos per share noong 1994. Mamaya makikita nyo siya. Pero, for the sake of example, if you invested noong 1994, 8 pesos lang siya. Ngayon, ang value niya na is 130 plus. So, tapos binenta mo siya, you earn something from it. Yeah. To elaborate this one, when it comes to dividends, ang stocks na tawag din is preferred stocks. Okay. When we say preferred stocks, these are the companies that has shares that they can give or they are willing to give dividends sa mga investors. The sad thing about preferred stocks is konti lang yung companies na nag-offer nito. So, yung most of the companies are not offering dividends. Hindi sila nagbibigay ng dividends sa mga investors nila. But, for example, si Globe, ito yung binigay nila. Si Globe, ang presyo ng share niya is 2,120. So, kung gusto mong bumili ng shares, 5 shares ng Globe, aabutin ka ng 10,000 pesos para makapag-invest sa kanila. So, nagbigay sila nung annual dividends last year ng 24 pesos 83. So, kung may 5 kang shares, pwede ka nang kumita ng 120 pesos. Pwede ganun. Okay. Same with SM Investments, same with Jollibee. So, pansin nyo medyo mababa sa Jollibee. Kasi medyo mababa lang din yung presyo ng kanyang shares. Yan. And this dividends is subject to change. Pwede siya magbago. Kahit yung price per share niya, nagbabago siya everyday. Yan. So, kapag hindi naman nagbibigay ng dividends, yung stock na yon, ang tawag sa kanya is common stocks. So, ito yung the rest ng companies na nasa stock market, common stocks na yung tawag sa kanya. Kasi hindi siya nagbibigay ng dividends. That's the difference. Okay? So, kapag common stocks, ang isang way mo lang talaga, isa lang yung way para kumita sa common stocks. Kapag nag-appreciate yung price. Okay? So, paano siya nag-appreciate? Tumataas yung value ng company. For example, in this table, Jollibee started 8 pesos 1994. All-time high is January 2019. The price is 328 pesos. So, kung binenta mo na yung shares mo noong January 2019, you already gained, nag-compute ako, 500%. Ganun kalaki. 500% nung 8 pesos. I'm not sure kung tama yung calculator ko. Ayun. Calculator ka na. Divided by 8. Sorry. 8. No, 40%. 320 pesos divided by 8 pesos. Times 40. O, tama. Times 40. Or 4,000%. Ayan. Nag-times 40 siya. Kung nag-start ka noong 1994, tapos binenta mo siya noong January 2019. Ba't ko nasabi na dapat binenta mo na siya noong January 2019? It's because bumaba siya ng 134 pesos. So, lugi ka kapag binili mo siya noong January 2019, tapos hindi mo siya binenta, tapos nasabi pa rin siya hanggang ngayon, yung 328.40 mo, naging 134 na lang siya. So, dyan nalulugi kapag nag-depreciate yung value ng stock ng isang company. Same with Meralco, all-time high niya is January 2019 din, 398 pesos. Ngayon, 266 na lang siya. If you invested in Pure Gold noong 2011, you already gained 500% kung binenta mo siya ng January 2019. Dahil ngayon is 49.35 na lang siya. So, nagbabago siya every now and then. Okay. Sa ngayong COVID, maraming bumabang stocks. Yan. So, medyo masakit kapag nag-start ka noong January 2020, nag-invest ka, tapos inabutan ka ng COVID. In average, 30 to 40% yung nalugi sa mga investors na hindi nakapag-benta. Okay? So, paano bumili ng shares sa stock market? Okay. Ito yung 4 na entities. Number 1 is the company na nag-offer ng shares. Number 2 is the stock exchange or the stock market. So, sila yung entity na nagmamanage lahat ng stocks. So, kamaya I show you their page then as well. So, pwede nyo siya i-follow para makita nyo yung updates every day. And hindi tayo basta-basta makakabili sa stock market if we don't have what we call the broker. So, si broker, sila yung middleman between the investor and stock market. So, hindi tayo pwedeng direkta bumili. Kailangan natin ng someone that can transact on our behalf. So, tawag din is broker. So, sila yung nagtatransact for you. So, marami namang brokers na pwede nyo i-check if you want to start investing in stock market. Okay, so sila yung lalapitan nyo, yung mga brokers. Hindi si PSEI, hindi yung companies. Hindi ka pwede pumunta sa Jollibee and punta ka sa counter, sabihin mo, pabili po ng stocks. So, hindi siya ganon. You need to find a legit broker so that that company can transact your requests. Tapos pupunta sila sa stock market, dun sila bibili. Okay. Next to that, okay, you have 2 options when you are buying stocks in stock market. Number 1 is pwede kang bumili ng individual stocks ng company. So, for example, gusto mo lang si Jollibee. Okay yun. Si Jollibee lang yung bibilin mo, tapos wala nang iba. So, pwede yun, individual stocks. Or, another option is to buy a fund. Index fund, yung tawag natin doon. Si index fund is, it's a pool of funds. Marami na siyang laman na company. So, you have two options here. Pwedeng isang company lang or individual, or you buy a pool of funds. Yung tawag na index. So, when it comes to index funds, ang ginagawa dun is, there's another entity that what we call fund manager. So, si fund manager, siya yung nag-i-invest on your behalf. So, kung ayaw mo na individual stocks, gusto mo na hindi mo siya binabantayan every now and then, pwede kang kumuha ng index funds from a certain company with their own fund manager. So, bibigay mo yung investment mo kay fund manager, and then siya na yung bahala na mag-invest for you. The catch is may professional fee sila, so may bayad sila every month para bantayan yung investment mo. So, you have two options. Pwedeng individual yung stocks na bibilin mo, tas ikaw lang yung magmamanage, ikaw yung magbabantay, pwedeng everyday, pwedeng every week, depende sa free time mo. So, kailangan medyo marami kang oras kapag individual stocks yung gagawin mong investment. Another option is kapag gusto mo ng less monitoring, less hassle, less yung iniisip. So, pwedeng mong gawin para makabili ka ng stocks is index fund. So, punta ka lang sa fund manager, and then siya na yung bahala for you. The catch is, hindi ka pwede mamili ng company. Yan. So, sila yung bahala. Sila yung bahala mag-manage. Sila yung bahala mag-invest on your behalf. Yan. So, may commission fee din sila. Once na nag-gain yung investment mo, so may part din sila doon. Yan. So, I hope that's something clear with you. Okay. So, to summarize that portion, two ways to invest in stock market. Pwede mong gawin is ikaw mismo yung bumili or ng individual stocks. The advantage is you have the control, you have the flexibility to buy and sell the company that you want. And another advantage is you can participate in the long-term growth of the company. For example, gusto mo mag-invest ng kay Jollibee for the next 10 years. That's okay. Unlike sa index funds kasi, ang ginagawa ni fund manager is kapag nakita niyang hindi performing si Jollibee, magpo-pull out sila. Yan. But the advantage of index fund is it has professional fund management. So, hindi mo na kailangan bantayan. They will monitor it on your behalf. Yan. So, less monitoring kapag wala ka masyadong time na magbantay. Ayan. And one thing I like about index funds is they are willing to diversify your fund into different individual stocks. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang isang company yung binibili ni fund manager. So, marami. Depende sa risk assessment na pinag-aralan niya. So, pag nakita niya na yung isang company is performing, i-diversify niya or hatiin niya yung fund mo sa iba-ibang companies. Ayan. So, kung two ways, hindi mo naman kailangan mamili. You can do both of them. Ayan. So, ako ang ginagawa ko, dalawa. May index funds din ako, and meron akong particular stocks na ginagamit ay na binibili din. Yan. So you can do both, hindi mo naman kailangan mamili. I'm just showing you yung pwede niya maging options to start your stock market investment. So I keep on saying na invest in long term. If you're seeing the graph right now, from 1990, the first arrow, until 2006. Kung nag-invest ka from 1990 until, sabihin natin 2008, you already gained 3 times of your initial investment. Ayan. On the second arrow, that's 2010. Ba't siya bumaba? From 2008 to 2010. That happened nung global financial crisis. Ayan. And then, kung mapapansin nyo, on the graph of 2020 sa may bandang dulo, from 8,000, here, dito sa 8,000 level, bumaba siya ng 6,000. Dahil to sa sa COVID to. Ayan, itong drop na ito. Diba? Medyo masakit to sa mga investors kapag hindi sila nakapag-pull out. But when you started here, from 2010, after the global financial crisis, nag-invest ka ng 10 years, you can notice that from 2000, naging almost 6,000. So, in just 10 years, you gained 3 times of your investment. So, if you invested 2,000 pesos here, you gained 6,000. How much more kung mas malaki yung investment mo? So, the thought that I want you to understand is this, what we call economic cycle. Okay. So, it's normal for an economy to go down, to go up and down. So if you understand it, you will not panic. Kasi iba takot sila sa stock market or investing kasi ayaw na yung feeling na nalulugi. Ayaw na yung feeling na natatalo sila. Okay. But when you understand this cycle, you will understand that this is just part of the process. So, noong 2019, we are on the peak. And then, right now, we are going through recession. So, it will come a time na may hit natin yung bottom. And then, the economy what will happen? It will recover. Okay. So, hindi dapat kailangan mag-panic. It's just part of the cycle. There will come a time na babalik din sa dati. Or babalik yung economy on how it was used to be. Yan. Sige. So, ito yung inaantay natin. After the recession, the recovery will come in its place. So, pag bumalik yun, the tendency is to go back again. So, if you're here, tapos hindi ka nakasakay sa recovery, nasayang yung opportunity for us. Kasi nandito na tayo sa recession. And kapag nasa recession stage tayo, the only way for economy to go is up. So, up, down lang ito. Okay? So, if we're here, sana makasakay tayo from this period until this peak again. Siguro give our economy 5 to 10 years again for us to recover. Yan. So, long term naman siya. So, I hope you understand that principle na yes, risky yung investment, risky yung stock market. But if you understand this cycle, you can use it on your advantage. So, pwedeng, pag napansin mo na na-peak siya, pwede mo nang i-withdraw yung investments mo. Then, wait for another recovery period to start investing again. So, pwede siyang strategy na gawin. Okay. So, what I want to show you here are the greens and reds. Okay. Noong March 2020, it was almost red for every sector. Pag nakita niyo tong report ng PSEI, almost all the the sectors in stock market are red. Especially, ang pinakamababang na hit dito yung financials, lalo yung mining, almost everything. Almost everything is in red. And right now in August, we are recovering little by little. So, I hope na makasabay din kayo or tayo as investors to this trend. Okay. If you want to update yourself every now and then, PSEI, you just need to follow their Facebook page para makita mo yung updates niya. So, nagpo-post sila kung magkano na yung ganitong certain stock. Pwede mo siyang i-research. Yan. So, I hope that's something you can check out every now and then. When it comes to stock market, they are open only in weekdays. So, pwede ka nang bumili from starting 9:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. Weekdays except holidays and weekends. So, di ka pwedeng bumili sa stock market kapag weekends. Yan. So, tandaan niyo yung time na yun. Yan. A question here for you is, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? So, ba't ko siya tinanong? It's because there's something that you can do today so that after 5 years, hopefully you will achieve some of your goals, some of your financial milestones if you want. What you can do today is invest in yourself first, study the investment that you are interested with. Number 2 is, kung wala ka pa investment, you need to start it today. Kahit hindi stock market, any funds na kaya mag-offer na interest rate, that's okay. As long as you have. And then, if you have some questions, you can consult a financial advisor for personalized financial planning so that we can customize it for you. Kasi iba-iba naman yung personalities natin. May mga nakilala ko na ayaw nila mag-stock market. Iba yung ginawa namin strategy for them. So, that's one thing that I can help you with. Ayan. So, when it comes to individual stocks, I can share with you 3 easy steps if you want to buy certain stocks or individual stocks. Pag sabi ko individual stocks, ikaw yung mamimili ng bibilin mo, tapos ikaw din yung magbebenta. Okay. Number 1 requirement is you need to inquire a certified and licensed broker company. So, hanap ka ng legit. There are over 200 brokers in the Philippines. My suggestion is to find the top 10 brokers na pwede nyong investan. If I mention, pwede yung First Metrosec, pwede si Call Financial. Yun yung sa akin kasi. So, kung meron kayo prefer na iba, that's okay as long as you start investing in stock market. You just need to submit the proof of your identification and other related documents. One advantage today is everything online na siya. So, pwede ka mag-apply online. Hanapin mo na yung website nila so that you can submit your documents on their site. I-upload mo lang siya and then just wait for their approval. Ang kailangan nila is you need to have their starting amount. In my case, I started dun sa Call Financial and First Metrosec, 2,500 pesos. So, pwede ka na mag-open ng account mo in stock market just with that amount. So, medyo mababa siya. Kaya nagustuhan ko din kasi you can invest in stock market, pwede ka nang bumili ng shares in just 2,500 pesos. Ayan. So, hindi nila kukunin yung 2,500 pesos mo Ikaw bahala dun. So, yan. Si Tita Cheryl. Ayan. Using call. I'm using call also. Yan. So, later on, I will share siguro yung website nila. Si Call Financial and First Metrosec. Para makapag-apply din kayo. If you're willing to start today. Yan. So, wala naman akong commission dun. Just one way of helping you. Okay. Kung hindi nyo prefer yung individual stocks kasi ayaw nyo magbantay, what you can do is index funds. So, sa index funds naman, ang kailangan nyo lang dun is to find a certain certified and licensed company. So, hindi naman siya limited kay Sun Life, which is my company right now. Pwede kayo kay Pru Life, pwede kayo kay Manu Life. Lahat ng life. Companies na ganun, nag-offer sila ng index funds. Dahil meron silang fund manager na nagbabantay. So, you just need to expect na may mga charges yon. Hindi nyo ba makukuha yung gains nyo. So, kung hindi siya kayang bantayan, what I suggest is to enter index funds. Yeah. So, nag-start ako ng index funds ko, 2,000 pesos naman to. Sa company na kinuhanan ko. And I do it regularly. So, every month, pwede niya siyang gawin. Ang pinakamababa na nagawan ko ng policy is 1,000 pesos. Pero depende sa edad yun. Yan. So, pwede kung medyo bata-bata pa tayo, 1,000 pesos. Kaya siya every month. Tapos tuloy-tuloy siya. Ayan. So, depende sa budget mo din. Ang maganda na sa index funds is naka-diversify na siya. Ibig sabihin, maraming companies yung ini-investan mo. Hindi lang isang individual stocks. Last time I checked with index funds, ang ini-invest na nila yung top 30 companies. So, ibig sabihin nito, kung meron kang index fund, para ka na rin nag-invest sa top 30 companies. Sino ba si top 30 companies? Si Ayala, SM, Robinsons, URC, marami pa iba. Meralco, Globe, Ayala, ayan. So, kaya gusto ko din yung index funds kasi all-in-one na siya. So, in just, nung nag-start ako 2,000 pesos, diversify na siya sa lahat ng top 30 companies. Ayan. So, kung meron kayong VUL or Variable Insurance Life na may index fund, so, para na rin kayo nag-stock market. Ayan. So, kapag nakapag-inquire na kayo, you just need to submit your identification and the deposit initial amount na hinihingi ng company. Ayan. So, I hope that's something clear. I end you with this quote. So, let's do something today that your future self will thank you for. So, after 5 years siguro of investing, I hope that we will all be successful. We are getting there. Lahat naman tayo papunta doon. So, I hope this is something of value to you. Okay. I open the floor siguro for couple of questions for the next 10 minutes. Yeah, kung may gusto mag-question, just go ahead. And thank you po sa mga sa mga nandito po today. And thank you for your time. Sige. Sino pa yung may mga questions, just put in the comments here. Batiin ko lang po sila. Sino nandito? Hello Lester, Iking. Kumusta kayo? Si Daniel. Nakita si Daniel. Si Ate Joy, Kuya O. Kumusta kayo? Tita She. Si Ivan. Kaberte. Yan. Hello, Joseph Biko. Long time ano. Tara, makapag-usap tayo soon. Hi, Jen Villanueva. Nice. Thank you. So, walang gusto mag-question. Yeah, sakit nga ng negative 47. May suggestion siguro sa negative 47 ng GFC. Wag mo muna siya ibenta, tita, kasi paper loss pa naman to. So, di pa naman siya talaga lugi unless ibenta mo siya. So, pag di mo siya binenta, then nagstay ka lang doon, siguro after 2 to 3 years, pwede silang bumalik sa dati. Pero yun nga, suggestion ko, wag mo muna siya ibenta. Yan. Tanong ni Ivan, best index fund company? Depende sa fund manager yan eh. Oo. Dalawa kasi yung index fund. Pwede kang kumuha sa banks. Which is, yeah, in-offer yan ni East West. In-offer ni BDO. BDI, magkakalaban yan. Sino pa ba? Metrobank. And, tawag doon is UITF. Pero index funds pa rin siya. Mutual funds naman kapag sa Sun Life, Manulife, Pro Life, Forward, AXA. Yan. So, depende sa iyo yun. Kung saan mo gusto. Sa banks naman, ang nakikita kong okay sa fund manager, kasi decision ng fund manager yun, hindi sa'yo eh. Ang number one ngayon si First Metrosec or Metrobank. So, okay yung performance nila. Sa mga financial companies naman, syempre bias ako sa Sun Life. Okay yung okay yung fund ko sa kanila. Meron din kasi ako sarili. So okay yung fund performance nung sa akin since 2014. So pwede ko siya i-recommend for you. Pero kung gusto mo sa iba, it's okay. I hope I answered that question. Si Lester, ang question niya, okay pa rin po ba mag-invest sa stocks? Knowing na may mga company na nagsasara dahil sa COVID. Kasi yung stock market, hindi lang kasi siya isang entity. Stock market composed of 300 plus companies. So, di naman sa swerte, pero okay kapag hindi ka nakapag-invest dun sa nagsarang company. Pero sa ngayon, ang alam ko pa lang na nalulugi yung ABS. Kung alam niyo yan, kasi syempre napasara na sila. Ang nangyari sa stock shares nila, hindi na makapag-trade. Wala nang gustong bumili. So yung mga investors na meron pa ring stocks sa ABS, hindi nila mabenta. So yun, kung na-anticipate mo yun, dapat binenta mo na siya before magsara yung ABS. And then, pwede mong gawin sa ngayon, if underperforming yung stock market mo, yung companies na pinili mo, mas gusto mo ilipat, that's okay kung okay sa'yo yung loss. Pero kung ayaw mong malugi, stay ka doon. Pero kung ikaw yung investor na mag-start pa lang, tapos individual stocks yung gagamitin mo, may personal preference, hanapin mo yung mga top performing ngayong COVID. For example, Lester, yung telecoms. Ayan, so pwede kang mag-invest kay Globe, PLDT, Smart, mga telco companies, kasi sila yung malalakas ngayon. Ang ganda nung performance, ng stock price performance nila. Number 2, yung essentials, yung mga pagkain. So, pwedeng si URC, Universal Robina yon, or Robinsons, or Ayala. So, yan. So, be wise lang din sa pagpili ng companies, lalo na pag individual stocks yung bibilin mo. Pero kung index yung index mo yung i-start, pag sabi ko index, may fund manager, hindi mo na problema yon. Nawala na sa iyo yung ganung problem kasi sila na yung sumasakit yung ulo ngayon kung saan sila mag-i-invest. So, kung gusto mo ng worry-free index fund, lalo na kapag di ka sure kung saan mo siya ilalagay, pwedeng index funds. That's my personal recommendation. Or kung gusto mo ng individual stocks, hanap ka ng top performing companies ngayong COVID. Yan. So, I hope I answered that question. Yan. Sino pa? Ito, may question ako dito. Okay. Thank you. Ilan pala? Sige. Last question siguro before I end. Again, thank you for your time. I have a personal request nun din. Kung di nyo pa nilalike yung yung personal page ko, so you can go there, magpundar page. You can follow it. I post some tips daily. And then if you have friends who wants to join this group, then you can do so. And another request from you is, ano yung gusto yung topic na I can share with on next Saturday? Yeah. And if you want to have personalized financial planning session with me, that's okay. I-message nyo lang ako. Yan. Para makapag-schedule tayo. So, if you can send me siguro feedback from this, what did you learn from this session, I will appreciate it. Yan. So, again, thank you. Sinong gusto humabay sa question? I'm going to wait for the next 2 minutes. And I will save this recording here para pwede nyo balikan. At pwede nyo ma-review. I will share the deck then as well. Okay, siguro last question from Lester. Di ba po pwedeng ikaw mismo pumili ng stocks doon sa index fund na may manager na pipili sa'yo? Malaki po ba yung bawas ng managers? Gaano po kalaki yung difference na pinakakita ng index over isa? Okay. Like what I said, Lester, yung index fund, yung pipiliin nilang company is not on your decision. Depende sa kanila yon. Depende sa discretion nila. So, wala tayong say kapag nag-invest sila sa ganitong company. Okay. So, hindi tayo pwede mamili ng company. Pero, the thing is, nasa stocks pa rin siya. Okay. So, sila yung pipili for you. Kasi yun yung trabaho nila. Yan. So, when it comes to difference, expect mo lang na mas mababa yung sabihin natin kita from individual stocks. Kasi, syempre, kung nag-perform yung individual stocks mo, compared dun sa index fund, hindi talaga siya mag-meet. Okay. But when it comes to stability, mas okay sa akin si index funds. Kasi pag nag-fail yung company mo, wala na. As in, pwedeng maging negative yung performance. Unlike sa index funds, dahil nga marami yung ini-investan nila, pag nalugi yung isang company, hindi halos maramdaman or hindi mo mararamdaman yung lugi kasi naka-invest pa siya sa iba. So, yung tawag nila doon, ginagawa talaga nila yon is the term diversification. So, ginagawa nila yon so that kapag nag-underperform yung isang company, may backup. So, yun yung trabaho talaga ni fund manager. So, just expect na may professional fee sila. So, every gain mo, meron silang percent. If I'm not mistaken, sa Sun Life, 3%. 3% yung kinukuha nila every gain. Hindi ko na alam sa ibang companies. Pero yun. Tapos, meron pa silang monthly charges. Ayan. Advantage nun is, hindi na ikaw yung magbabantay everyday. And si fund manager, yun lang yung trabaho niya. From 8 to 5. Mag-invest. So, binabayaran mo lang siya siguro based dun sa last na check ko, 100 pesos per month para i-manage yung fund mo. So, not bad for your time. Lalo kapag nag-start ka pa lang, hindi mo paggamay yung individual stocks. I recommend talaga index fund. So, ako, it took me 2 years bago ko mapag-aralan talaga yung individual stocks. Bago ko nagawa yun. So, hindi naman sinasabi na kailangan niya rin ng 2 years. It's just that, ang principle ko lang is, you need to study it before doing it. Pwede nyo ma-shorten yung 2 years. Kasi ako, dito. Medyo sigurista lang din ako. Gusto ko alam ko na. Pero pwede naman na you're doing it tapos pwede ka na yung mag-consult. Pwede yun. Ginagawa nyo na siya tapos may nag-a-advise sa inyo. So, pwede din yun. Sample, nag-invest ka sa Jollibee tapos hindi mo sure kung anong gagawin mo. Pwede ka mag-consult. Libre lang naman yun. Yan. So, I hope I answered that question, Lester. Thank you for that questions po. Yan. Hi, Hana. Basta. Yan, sige. Again, thank you for your time. I'll end this video. See you again next Saturday. Just let me know kung ano yung topics na gusto nyo din ma-discuss on this page. Yan. So, don't forget to like, share my page. Thank you again. I hope this is something of value to you and have a nice weekend po. Salamat.